When the ruble meets the birr, Russia's new currency signal to Ethiopia. As Moscow deepens its push to sideline their dollar, Russia's central bank has officially set a ruble-to-birr rate, raising fresh questions about Ethiopia's financial alignment and the future of the BRICS-era trade. This benchmark may seem like a technical footnote, but it carries symbolic weight in a world where emerging economies are chasing alternatives to US financial dominance. Hello, I'm Saron, and this is Analytica Today. Russia's central bank has just published an official exchanging rate, pegging one ruble at 0.7 birr with a varying rate, and a first for Addis Ababa since Ethiopia joined BRICS in early 2024. Behind this seemingly simple announcement lies a complex web of strategic calculations, economic pressures, and diplomatic signaling. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore how this new ruble-birr rate could reshape trade planning, influence remittance corridors, and redefine Ethiopia's broader financial posture as it seeks to diversify away from dollar dependency. Moscow's decision to formalize a ruble-birr exchange rate serves as a critical reference point for Russian exporters and Ethiopian importers alike. Prior to these transactions between the two countries, defaulted to hard currencies, principally the US dollar and euro, requiring a two-step conversion that drove up costs and added volatility. By laying down a published rate, the Central Bank of Russia offers a predictable yardstick for budgeting fuel deliveries, fertilizer shipments, and heavy machinery exports to Ethiopia. In practice, this will initially appeal to large state-run enterprises and trading houses with existing ties to Russia. Over time, however, smaller private firms may also gain confidence to explore ruble-denominated contracts, provided local banks develop the necessary infrastructure to clear and settle in the new pairing. Setting a ruble-birr rate is not merely a convenience, it is a deliberate instrument in Russia's broader strategy to weave up a global network of local currency arrangements. Having already established ruble-rupee and ruble-yuan benchmarks, Moscow is methodically reducing its dependence on SWIFT messaging and US dollar clearing mechanisms. For Ethiopia, the ruble-birr link sends a clear political signal. Addis Ababa is prepared to engage with non-Western partners on their own financial terms. This move aligns with Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's stated goal of fostering a multipolar economic order where emerging powers carve out space alongside traditional Western institutions. Yet, the success of this initiative hinges on Ethiopia's ability to bolster birr stability, upgrade banking systems for foreign exchange operations, and manage the public perception of trying the national currency to an asset vulnerable to Western sanctions. The immediate beneficiary of the ruble-birr announcement will likely be importers whose supply chains span Russia's industrial heartland and Ethiopia's agricultural corridors. With a formal exchange rate in hand, companies can better hedge against ruble appreciation or depreciation, smoothing out budgeting cycles in a high volatility market. Equally important is the potential shift in remittance partners. Ethiopia's diaspora in Russia, estimated at around 100,000 individuals, currently relies on informal channels and correspondent banks that often impose steep fees for currency conversion. Should Russian and Ethiopian banks integrate ruble-birr corridors, sanction costs could fall, enhancing disposable income for families back home. On the export side, there is also room for ruble-settled contracts in coffee, oilseed, and textile shipments, provided logistics and providers and foresight insurance adapting their pricing models to accommodate the new pairing. Despite its strategic intent, the ruble-birr rate faces formidable headwinds. Ethiopia's foreign exchange reserves remain heavily dollar-weighted, with only a thin ledger of ruble holdings. Local banks have limited ruble liquidity and lack the specialized treasury desks needed for dynamic currency swaps. Many Ethiopian businesses accustomed to hard currency financing may resist experimenting with the ruble amid fears of currency risk and regulatory uncertainty. Moreover, Russia's own macroeconomic stability is under strain from Western sanctions, meaning the ruble itself can fluctuate sharply on geopolitical news. Thus, while the published rate is a powerful symbol of multipolar ambition, translating that symbolism into sustained ruble-denominated flows will require substantial coordination between central banks, commercial leaders, and trade ministries on both sides. Looking forward, the ruble-birr linkage could serve as a springboard for deeper financial innovations within the BRICS framework. If Ethiopia and Russia agree to pilot a digital currency interface linking Ethiopia's forthcoming digital birr with the Russian digital ruble, this could streamline cross-border settlements and build resilience against banking choke points. commodity-backed swaps in which natural gas, grain, or precious metal reserves underwrite currency stability may also be on the horizon. Yet these advanced mechanisms depend on political will, technical capacity, and mutual trust, factors that have proven elusive in other BRIC partnerships. For now, the ruble-birr announcement stands as a cautious first step, a signal flare in the emerging multipolar financial night, inviting observers to watch closely to whether this new pairing remains a static footnote or evolves into a dynamic conduit of trade and investment. Does this ruble-birr benchmark herald a genuine reordering of Ethiopia's financial alliance, or is it chiefly a diplomatic gesture in Moscow's de-dollarization playbook? The answer will unfold over the coming months as traders, bankers, and policymakers test the waters. One thing is for certain, though. In today's shifting financial order, nations are not merely reacting to the market forces, they're actively rewriting the rules, one exchange rate at a time. I'm Saron, and this is Analytica Today. Share your thoughts below and stay tuned as we track the evolving contours of Africa's currency chessboard.